Hello, welcome to 4 Pixel Corner. Today we're going to be talking about the Xbox One. So, what do you guys think?
Well, personally, I quite like the design of it.
Yep.
I like them. I do quite like. I think it looks quite nice and sleek and stuff.
But it does look a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Like, as in just console-wise, it looks pretty. I mean, don't get me wrong. I agree with you. It's a nice, sleek, black design. It's great, but the size of it looks pretty huge.
I don't understand why consoles have to get bigger. I mean, I like consoles getting smaller to save on space, because surely technology is improving, so they can make it smaller.
It's less to dust as well.
Yeah, that's true actually.
Well, that does lead on to a good point about it, is that a lot of that space could be empty and just have fans to cool it down. Because if you look at, let's look at the PS2 slim lines. They overheated and kept on setting fire. Yeah, it was a big deal back in the day.
There
and
were special stands that you could buy to stop it doing that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Or you even look at
stands,
just normal laptops and stuff. You know, I just will have one on my lap, and that gets really hot really quickly.
Actually, if you're thinking that they've got like specs like high-end PCs, then they probably have got so much cooling systems running through them. It's like
you look at proper decent.
Well, yeah, exactly. Otherwise, you're just basically asking for a overheating problem.
You look at anything that's really strong and powerful device, it's pretty big. But you know, it is a slight issue, I think.
It looks nice though.
It does
like,
look
from,
nice
from the outside. I think
it just annoys me because I know if I do get one, I'm like, oh, now I've got no space on my TV stand for anything.
Yeah,
that's it.
Like the space issue. I mean, it is getting ridiculous as well, because now you've got the box like on its own, which is big enough as it is. It looks about the size of the 360, maybe a bit bigger. Maybe more like the PS3 when that first launched, I guess. Like the original one, the big chunky one. And then now you've got to have Connect with it, and you have to have that on. Yeah. Which we'll probably get to in a minute.
Maybe what they're thinking though is like, cause they're trying to replace all the entertainment stuff, so maybe they're thinking people get rid of their DVD players and freeview boxes or whatever, and just have the one Xbox. And
they've already got Netflix installed onto it, or you can have it on it, can't you, or something. Well, that's the thing, they're trying to say all their entertainment goes into one thing. I suppose the more bigger space for it, the more they can cram into it. But I don't see people getting rid of anything else just for the Xbox.
No. I just think like at the end of the day, I buy consoles to play games, not to watch TV on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that.
Exactly. That's the only thing that I'll ever use for TV through my Xbox is something like Netflix.
Yeah.
And maybe the occasional sort of like BBC iPlayer or 4OD. But even then, it's like,
not that special a feature. You could just do it on your computer.
Yeah.
So,
well, maybe they're going to eventually try and put that into it, more of a computer system. I doubt they would, because they're trying to try and keep it gamey, as they should.
You wouldn't think it, looking from the press conference.
I
don't know, just like, because they seemed like you always got the impression that they were going to focus a lot more on making it an entertainment hub.
Yeah, that seems to be the general gist of it. I mean, they're saying, oh, we love games, but from what we've seen, it doesn't look like they've focused on games, which is a bit weird. I suppose, though, you look at the generation leap between the consoles, we can't have as big a leap between the Xbox and 360 and what it is now as to the 360 to what's coming. We can't have that bigger leap again.
The Xbox seems okay to me. It seems like a pretty good console. There's great graphics and the 360, it handles itself well. I feel personally that there's still a lot of life in the 360. I still think there's a lot more it could give us.
Well, you look at how long did the PS2 last?
But there's people still buying it now, aren't they?
Did that last
PS2 lasted a really long time, I think. It was one of the most popular consoles ever.
But I just mean like...
And I think it held up pretty well. They were still making PS2 games well into the beginning of the tenure of PS3.
I suppose,
And I think the Xbox 360 could do the same. Especially, we don't know how expensive that's going to be. I'm imagining quite...
Yeah.
A lot of these features on the new one, I'm sure they could just update the 360 and have it on there.
Yeah, but it's all about money making, isn't it? And they could just carry on rebranding the Xbox 360. You look at the original Xbox 360 to the Elite one now, it's pretty similar but different at the same time. They could, like you said, they could carry on doing that, or they could rebrand and make a lot of money from it, which is, it makes sense to do. They're a company, they need to boost their sales. It's absolutely right for them to do it, but I do agree, it's going to be difficult to see how much they have changed for the, as we enjoy playing games. How much will that have changed for us? I don't think it'll be much.
We are thinking of it as a consumer, rather than as like a developer. Like maybe because personally, everyone seems to be going around saying, "Oh, we need a new Xbox," but I've never understood that. It's like if. Like I feel that some people are using that as an excuse to like cover up releasing like new IPs. They're saying, "Oh, we can't release a new IP because Xbox isn't powerful enough for what we want to do." And it's like, well, so like that might be a case of like sort of if you're talking graphics or like physics or like new engines and things like that. But if you're just using that as an excuse not to launch. Like a new IP, I just think that some developers are trying to hide behind it, really. But
I suppose there's something going back to the powerful. They have introduced Blu-ray, which is nice.
That's strange that Sony let them do that.
Finally, won't have to have games using 2 discs.
Yeah,
or 3.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Yeah, that was LA Noire was 3 discs, wasn't it? That was
and Final Fantasy was that 2 or 4.
I'm not sure on that. I know Dead Space 3 was 2 discs, and keep having to change it. You have to change it twice.
2. You have to install both discs.
Yeah, I just think it ruins the flow of the game.
It does ruin the flow. Granted, you get a lot of information on those discs.
Yeah.
The majority of games are on 1 disc.
But we're lazy. It's just
I know. Yeah, it's like you'd rather have a seamless experience.
I don't want to get up.
Yeah.
I do remember in LA Noire, and I said, just carry on, put in the next disc. And I'm like, I have to get up.
Yeah.
And it does. It sort of just interrupts it, and
but
that is an issue.
That like same idea of like laziness and things. When they're talking about this new Kinect and like they were showing off all of these like
how many
things,
people actually use that?
It's like I've got a controller in my hands, but you want me to say Xbox whatever to bring up.
I don't think that's an impressive feature saying Xbox on. I just press a button.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm lazy. I'm not that lazy. I've got the controller. I press the home button and it works. It turns on.
Yeah,
I don't know, how is it going to work? I'm going to go Xbox on. Nothing happens. Xbox on.
Just like shouting.
Xbox!
Buttons are always going to be more reliable.
Yeah.
It will be good for parents though. Like it'll get late at night and they'll go, "Will you turn that Xbox off?" And
it just. Kinect's always been like a really good idea. I think for like motion. Like following your movements and everything, and I like the idea of it. But in reality, how many people would use it for for what they want you to use it for?
I've got to be honest, I'm not that into Kinect in general. To be honest, moving my body for it, I'm not interested in that sort of gameplay because I can't do loads with it.
Do you know what impressed me? Yeah. Sorry. Is like, have you seen Splinter Cell Blacklist?
No.
They it's little features like that they put into. They showed it when they showed it off. They showed them playing it on the 360, which was probably Xbox One. Now that you think about it, because it is coming out on the Xbox One, I think. Where they in the Kinect, they didn't have to say Xbox or anything like that, but they had Sam Fisher climbing up this building, and he was hanging on this ledge, and then there was this kind of bad guy in front of him and stuff, and to get his attention, or like this person had to say like hey or something, and then it like the guy recognised that the player had made a voice, like a sound, and he came towards the thing and he pulled him over.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And that was like
that's very like interactive game.
Yeah, it was like that was more interactive without actually like having to like go hey, like waving your hands around. It's like, because when you have to start waving your hands around, it's just like you basically you feel like a dumbass.
Yeah,
you do. It's like there's no way to like do it without feeling like, oh well, this is I feel like an idiot.
I think games will always need a controller.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think Kinect's enough.
No, you want holograms and shit before you start bringing
Yeah.
So
I also think as well, a lot of people don't have enough room for.
Kinect. A lot of people have tiny rooms. Yeah.
Apparently, they've brought in with this new Kinect. They've got like a wide angle lens or something, so you need a lot less space.
Well, that's but it's still start, like
it's still kind of like
standing right in front of your TV.
Yeah, I mean, but no, I'm just saying, like in a lot of places around the world, they don't have that much space in the living rooms. You know.
Yeah, there's going to be loads of people in small apartments. With their Xbox, like most of these people probably have the TV in their rooms now as well.
Yeah.
And there's not enough really.
Exactly, definitely in my room, in your room. I don't know any of us that like you couldn't. No offense, Rowan, but you couldn't fit a Kinect in your room.
No, I wouldn't want to.
Just straight up wouldn't want to. But like, it doesn't bother me that much. I always assume they were probably gonna keep going with Kinect.
Yeah.
And in a way, I sort of hoped they would, because I don't know, like I think a lot of casual gamers sort of like it a little bit.
Yeah, I suppose I can see the aspect, and it's more like, say you've got a young child, they'll probably enjoy that a lot more. It's a lot more physical activity, and that's great for them. I get to jump around, move around, and that's brilliant.
It's very social. It's not something you do alone.
Oh yeah,
it's a party.
Yeah, it's more.
I guess none of us are very social, and like there'll be a party, and so I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So what do we want to see from this new console? This new age of gaming is it is.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they need to show off games. They showed trailers. They were trailers. They're not. It's not gameplay footage.
Yeah,
no.
You can do anything with trailers. They could make a CG trailer for the 360, and it looked phenomenal. So it's hard to rely on trailers because they're not accurate gameplay.
Yeah.
I think with the Call of Duty they showed the graphics that would be gameplay, but I'm not sure how much.
The trailer looked like parts of it might be more gameplay.
Yeah, and they did show a lot of cool features for that. And I'm not a Call of Duty fan especially, but they did look like they'd improved a lot. I mean, they had I think they showed people wired up green screen, like using a dog and stuff, and they had wired up the dog for the movements. And I think that's a really clever idea and everything.
Yeah.
No, that's great for the gameplay and everything. Continuing with the Call of Duty theme, they've announced some content will be exclusive to it.
Well,
and that's something that I'm like, well, that's not a massive deal, to be honest. That's done pretty much across everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
Many games will have things that are just exclusive. PS3 have things that are exclusive content for them as well.
Yeah.
So,
and half the time they're more like timed exclusives.
Yeah, like BioShock.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like like they eventually come out on the other systems. It's just 6 months down the line or something,
Yeah.
So I mean that sort of stuff doesn't really bug me. Apparently, a big deal was that because they brought out EA Sports at first.
Okay.
And none of us are really into sports games.
Nope. Not especially now.
But I know that there are a lot of people who are.
Yeah, FIFA's massive.
FIFA exactly is massive, but like they have a feature called Ultimate Team, which is basically I think it's sort of like a digital sort of trading
you could
thing, isn't it?
I think I used to use it on 09, I think it was FIFA 9. You go on there and you can buy like gold and silver packs of cards, and you get really good players in there.
It's like a trading card game, sort of built into the game, is it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because they said apparently that that is exclusive to Xbox.
Oh, really?
Which apparently some people are saying it's a bigger deal than other people. Some people think it's kind of like, it was a feature that they used, but no one really cared that much about it. But then a lot of people are quite into it. But I mean, maybe that's a big deal if you're like into FIFA. It's hard to tell from our perspective, I think. Yeah, but we'll leave them to it. If that's the kind of exclusives, I'm not really too bothered. I mean, but it looks like it's going to be okay. But like going back to Call of Duty, when they showed off the graphics and things, they showed a comparison.
I wasn't sure how much I was like. I didn't when I was watching. I was like, what? I wasn't sure how big a difference there was. Really, was that just me?
No, well, I mean, because they showed all these different features. Like they showed models between Modern Warfare 3 and Ghosts, which is the new one, and then like they showed like there are a few things. They showed off the like a general character model, and they that personally I didn't think looked hardly any different at all. Yeah. And then they showed the dog model, which did look a lot more realistic. But when they showed the Modern Warfare 3 one, and it was sort of kind of like you could tell it was more like just generic textured, like it didn't have any like the real hair or anything.
Yeah.
When they switched to the Ghost one, I thought they were gonna show like single hairs and things like that.
Yeah.
That's what I was expecting, and then it did look a lot nicer, but I was kind of like, that's not nearly the leap I was thinking.
Yeah.
The thing is as well, when you compare Modern Warfare 3 to other games on the Xbox, it doesn't.
They're not that good looking a game.
No,
anyway.
It doesn't stand up to them anyway.
Yeah,
so.
they haven't actually improved their graphics or anything much
through
the games.
Yeah.
So.
One thing the Call of Duty people do say, and it's a fair point, they mostly focus on the gameplay of it. And I think they were saying they're introducing new features like peeking around corners being different.
Yeah.
Or something. I can't remember the specifics of it.
I just think it's different for a Call of Duty game, but when you compare it to other shooters, they're just adding in what's already there.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there are a lot of shooters now where you can peek around corners and see what's going on.
Yeah.
And like Battlefield 3, the graphics in that were amazing.
Astounding, actually.
Yeah.
And even the sound as well. But
and then you look at Battlefield 4 and they've stepped it up again by the looks of it. And
I mean, like, gameplay is important, but if the graphics don't look any good, then
I think Call of Duty will always remain just a online multiplayer game. That's what most people.
It will always be that arcade experience. Like, if they're trying to change their like sort of image of what a Call of Duty game is, they've got a lot to do. Like, you know, because
supposedly that's what they're trying to do. Like, they've said, well, they've got this Oscar-winning director. I think was it director or was it writer? I can't remember.
Writer. I think
it was writer. Yeah, they've brought him in to write the actual storyline for it.
What, for Ghosts?
For Ghosts, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And they're really trying to step it up on the campaign, because I love when I buy a game, it's like playing through a story or a film.
Yeah.
And I love storylines the most. That's generally why I buy a game.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a good step for them to do. Bring in someone who really knows what he's doing, who's been successful before. Bring in a storyline. Hopefully the characters, because they're bringing a whole new cast for characters.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a lot more character involved with the people, and like tug on the heartstrings or whatever.
I mean, that's probably better.
That's a really good step forward for them. Hopefully they can match it. What they've said.
That seems to work, like, for things like BioShock. Like, you've got Ken Levine, who did, like, I don't exactly know what films he's wrote, but he's like he is like a big Hollywood sort of screenwriter, and you know that I think passes over onto his game. Like game design and things as well.
Look at BioShock games.
Yeah,
fantastic story.
They've got some of the best storylines of any game. So
I won't say too much about that. I don't know if people are still playing it.
Oh no, we won't spoil anything. But
I'm looking forward to the new Call of Duty because it does seem quite different. And
it does seem a lot different.
Yeah, putting more stuff into it this time.
I'll probably
make it a better game.
Wait till someone else buys it, and then play it theirs.
Well, you won't be able to, know, will you?
And we should get onto that. That's a nice little segue. Yeah. You won't be able to. Well, you won't be able to play.
There's a fee for it.
Yeah.
At least.
Oh.
Apparently, when you buy a game, and this is the big thing, you have to, as you do now on the 360, you have your gamer tag, and that when you get a game, it registers that copy of the game to your specific gamer tag, so that if I wanted to then. Even if you, say, had your gamer tag on the same console as mine, so we could be living in the same house, I could...
One day.
I could give you that copy of the game, and you would still have to pay a fee to play it.
That's just stupid.
And they haven't specified how much of a fee, like whether it's like £1 or whether it's the full price of the game.
Is there like a certain number of redeem things? Like, for example, if you buy a song on iTunes, you can redeem it on like 5 different computers or something.
No, I don't think they're doing that.
That would be a sensible step.
It would be a
sensible
solution,
I think,
because then at least you could sort of use it between close friends and family, rather than like, because I can see what they're trying to get at is like, you know, they're trying to like sort of stop people lending out games, and they're trying to get they're trying to.
At the same time, though, I think they could be screwing themselves over with that, because let's not themselves over, but let's say video game retailers, half of theirs is retail, and it's second hand, and one of the reasons for that is games are expensive to buy.
Yeah.
£40 just for the standard game. If you really want the game, you're looking at limited edition, £70 or something.
The thing is, when I buy used games, a lot of the time that gets me into the franchise rather than buying the new game.
I think I bought Gears of War 2 used, and then as soon as Gears of War 3 came out, I bought that straight away.
Oh, just go, Mike, just go. I got into the Resident Evil games back in the day by getting all the pre-owned ones. If I wanted to do that in the future, I wouldn't be able to. And that's off-putting.
Yeah, I think they're almost at that stage now of season passes, when you have to, if you buy a second-hand game, you have to buy the season pass, which is usually like £14.
Oh jeez.
And then
so what you've actually saved on the potentially buying used, you're actually making up for with that.
Only a few people did it. Like EA did it, and then I think Ubisoft must have done it, and the big publishers did it. But basically, EA last week turned around and said that they're getting rid of the online passes, right? And then everyone was kind of like, oh, that's a bit out of character. And then you go to this press conference, then they announced this big thing, whereas like Xbox have basically turned around and said, oh yeah, if you want to use a game more than once, you have to pay a fee. So essentially,
I'm renting a game.
They've taken it. Yeah, they've taken season passes, and then they've just made it 10 times worse, because it's now on presumably every game that you want to play on Xbox One. And I mean, they just seem like they're trying to grab as much money as they can, because they don't need to do this.
No,
they've had like sort of these pre-owned markets and things for since games consoles have been like mainstream.
Yeah.
So they don't need to do
and it'll be a shame, to be honest, if those shops are affected by that, because
they will be. I mean, things like Game and like HMV,
already in trouble. Yeah.
They're already in trouble as it is. You know, I mean, last year Game went into administration.
Yeah.
Like, if they bring out these and they implement these rules, apparently PlayStation 4 is meant to be doing this as well, but they just haven't announced it. So whether or not that's true, I don't know. But if PlayStation do it as well, they're screwed.
Yeah.
Like that, because you won't be able to trade in games.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, well, maybe you will, but it'll be a case of it'll just be a case of you definitely have to pay, that fee. So maybe people are willing to pay that fee. Again, it depends how much it is.
Yeah, that's something to look out for. Then I guess
that's the one thing that they haven't described. Like, because if they turn around and say, you have to pay even like £15, something like that, you're talking like, what's the point of me buying a pre-owned game? But then that's what they want you to do.
Yeah.
They want you to go, what's the point? I'll just buy it brand new, and then they get more money. So
you can see their financial reasons for doing it, but it does seem like a bit of a screw you.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I can't lend a game to any of you.
Yeah.
Not without you having to pay a fee. Regardless, that it's like you said, that would be the perfect system if they could implement like an iTunes system where you can share it between, like, say 5 different users. That's perfect. Fine. If you want to use it on any more than 5, then it's like, that then you're going to have to pay a fee. But to not be able to use it on more than one is just ridiculous.
Well, it's like software as well. If you buy stuff that protects your computer from viruses, you pay like £40 for it, and then you can use that on 3 different PCs.
Yeah. Exactly. Loads of companies do stuff like that, and it just because it makes more sense. It's inconvenient for someone to have to, for a consumer to have to buy something
twice.
Or especially if you just want to like protect one thing, or if you want to use it on one thing, then.
What if you have 2 gamer tags?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you could well do.
But none of us have kids. Not yet. But what if I wanted to, what if even if it was with like my dad, if I wanted to buy a game and we both put in for it, I can't play it. Like, we can't play it without one of us having to pay that fee.
How much will that affect potential local cooperative.
Yeah.
Because there's,
oh yeah, are you going to be able to play the game co-op with that?
Well, they just say, bring another game. You'd imagine so, but they'll be like, well, if you want to play on a different gamer tag, someone's brought. There's lots of people still aren't going to be able to play on live.
Yeah. Which is
a big deal. Yeah. So let's say they bring over their gamer tag, plug it into your console, because there's probably going to be some achievements.
Yeah.
For some cooperative play, and great. It's always good to have those, especially if there's a different storyline, for example. If they're then saying, no, this person can't play that, then what can that do? I mean, maybe that won't happen, but it's a slight concern.
Yeah, I mean, it's just... I don't like it.
I think at the moment we can only speculate because we don't really know.
We have to wait until E3.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff they've sort of left up to speculation.
Yeah, that's one of the kind of thing that bugged me about it, is that they've said lots of stuff and they talked around the issue a lot, but I don't think they really revealed that much.
All we really know is that you can watch sports and check your final.
It's basically the same. We've turned it into a TV hub as well.
Yeah. Which is ridiculous, because especially over here, they've what they essentially want you to do is throw away everything that's, say, in your main living room.
They say get rid of Sky.
Your TV. They want you to get rid of your Sky box, which everyone over here is not going to do, just to replace it with a more expensive games console. That would be a ridiculous thing to expect. So if they are expecting that, that's not going to happen. And then a lot of people have...
DVD player will go.
Oh yeah,
DVD players are going to go.
I mean, they're on their way out anyway, because of Blu-rays and things are quite cheap. The Blu-ray players now, so I mean that's going to take another 5 years or something. I don't know, but it just it's ridiculous. I don't know what they're doing, but I don't like it.
Xbox Live.
Oh yeah.
Do we still have to pay for that on the new one?
Yeah, that's another thing I didn't like.
Is it going to be more? I bet it's going to be more expensive.
It's just endless things I don't like.
It's like you're just moaning.
To be fair, you pay so much a year for Xbox Live, and it is the best online service. PS3 free, which was great, but then they got hacked.
That's put me off actually, buying some things off Xbox Live,
what, with your card?
With your card, with my card. I think so as well. I generally like to buy the points.
Yeah, I mean, I already get fed up on 360 having to pay subscription fee when over the years I've just slowly there's been less. I've realised more and more there's no reason for me to be paying a subscription fee.
Yeah,
because
that's another thing is I know they've not said it yet because it could potentially be a negative feature. I know there's rumoured that to have the Xbox on to play a game, it would have to be connected to the internet.
What?
Yeah,
why?
They had
it's for their live thing, isn't it?
But what if you're in an area with
terrible internet? Absolutely.
That's what they say. They say about soldiers in Afghanistan and stuff. They won't be able to play games just because they can't get on live.
No, it will be a big problem because a lot of people don't have great internet connection.
Yeah, my internet is crap. I think it's on 6 megabytes or something.
Jeez.
Ooh. Yeah.
I mean, they're bringing out fibre optic over here slowly.
It's not cheap.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to get good internet for my Xbox. I just want to play a game.
Yeah. But we can say they've not officially said it yet. It's a big rumour, so we'll see.
They've said that you don't have to be online all the time, but one of the things that they did say in an interview after was that even if you're playing a single player game, you have to connect online at least once a day.
Why?
Right.
Something, I don't know.
Is this with connecting to cloud and saving up like that?
Maybe, maybe that's all it is, or maybe it's...
But still, that's not good enough, because you buy a hard disk.
Yeah.
I'm playing this by myself, don't care about anything else.
Exactly.
Why,
you've already logged in and authenticated the game copy for them.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough if it's things like, you need access to the internet every... once a day, so it can update things like leaderboards. Fine, because
if you care about that.
If you care about that, then obviously that's fine. But like if it's something that it's literally going to stop you playing the game, unless you connect,
it's not fair.
I'm not having that. I mean, that just seems ridiculous. Why would they do that? Like, I mean, how many times does the system go down? Like on the 360.
Yeah, that's it. So if they get hacked or something like that, like the PlayStation Network was down for ages.
Yeah.
And
if it down for like 2 weeks or something, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah, and like we can't play any games then. So paperweight.
I hope I'm not bombarded with things like you're not connected to Xbox Live every time I like pause the game or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, they're already with Halo 4. It's a great game, but they've already introduced had to be connected to Live to do a lot of the like Spartan Ops, for example.
Yeah.
And I thought that doesn't seem fair. Fair enough to download them.
Yeah.
And you need Live then, absolutely fine. But I did feel a bit annoyed that I had to be connected to Live and play on Live just to play this bonus stuff.
So
and then
play this
that kind of and because I played that all single player.
Yeah.
And that's what bugged me about having to be connected to Live just for that. Because I didn't have a wireless set up then. I had to drag a massive long Ethernet cable from Xbox to the modem.
Yeah. It just seems that they're relying a lot on technology that I don't think is quite there.
Yeah.
So I think that
might be too big of a leap for a lot of people, unless you're a massive fan, which I guess is who they're mainly aiming for.
Well, all I was thinking as I was watching all the announcements was who are they sort of after as an audience? Like not necessarily like sort of what like sort of age or gender demographic, just like on a global scale. Like, are they after? Because Americans' internet, that's I think fine. I'm assuming that's pretty much up there. Obviously, you've got things like Japan's is through the roof, but then again, Japan don't really care about Microsoft. They don't even like the Xbox very much, so I think they prefer the PlayStation. So if they are targeting us and they're talking about this always connected thing, a lot of us don't really have that great internet.
No.
Especially in the rest of Europe as well. It's not exactly any better. So
it's just going to be a pain.
Yeah.
Well, as we say, we can only say it is only speculation for now. We'll see around E3.
Yeah.
But it does. I could see it happening. That's my concern with it.
Yeah. I mean, my opinion could completely change if they get to E3 and they show a few games that are just look phenomenal.
Fantastic, yeah.
In which case, I'll just kind of I won't completely change my mind, but I'll reconsider whether or not I get one in the long run or But definitely at the moment, it seems like there's going to be a few things for me at least they have to change.
Yeah. Saying that though, there's the feature that you're excited about, Mike, the Halo series.
Yeah, the new Halo TV series.
I think that's
that
would be fantastic.
Blow my mind when I heard that. Like that Spielberg was like directing it and things as well. But like, because Spielberg's been behind like Band of Brothers.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
If they take like a military route, which obviously is
you'd hope so.
The main theme behind Halo is this huge all-out war, and they put like this big budget behind it and things like that. That's going to be insane.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
My only complaint would be if it's an Xbox One exclusive. Like, if you had to have an Xbox One to watch it.
I imagine you will.
Do you know what I
think I'm pretty sure that's exclusive.
Yeah, just because I don't know. I don't think I like.
But is it enough to have the console, or you have to pay further prices to get online and be able to download it and pay for the series as well?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it could be like a series subscription there.
Yeah, it could be like a Netflix thing they start bringing in, or maybe they say, oh, you have to pay so much for each episode, or you have to pay for the whole series.
Season pass.
Yeah, like a season pass. Yeah.
On the other hand, though, it will be very good, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it'll definitely be worth a watch. Anyway.
It's the right direction for them to go as well, not as opposed to a film going for a TV series. I think they'll go a lot more in depth.
Yeah.
A lot of character development, and that'd be great. Forward Unto Dawn, that was ridiculous. So good.
Yeah, that was really, really good. Like, obviously it sort of needed a little bit of a bigger budget. And
but they've shown what they can do.
Yeah,
what they can do is astounding.
Budget, yeah. With that smaller budget and Spielberg behind it, I'm pretty sure they'll be alright. You know.
Yeah, but it will be annoying if, as we said, paying for viewing.
Yeah, it all depends at this point. Like, and one thing we haven't discussed, I think that's probably the last thing, isn't it? Is the price point.
I'm imagining it's going to be pretty expensive. I'm going to say, as a rough estimate, 400 to start with.
Really?
Yeah. I imagine so. PS3 was about 300, I think.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it'll go up.
What I'm saying
it'll probably be that for the first 6 months.
Yeah,
and that's what I mean. I'll just wait.
And during that time, I know they said we've gone through every single thing. There's going to be problems with it.
Yeah.
There's going to be things they've not found.
Growing pains sort of thing.
Yeah.
But, 400 has always seemed like that's probably going to be the price point of the PlayStation and the Xbox.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Because it's essentially got the same, maybe not the same specs, but like just below a high-end PC specs. And high-end PCs are, you're talking $1,000, if not more, depending on what you put into them. And the Xbox One comes bundled with a Kinect, so that alone isn't going to be cheap. So they're bundling in a lot of stuff. So it's just going to keep bumping up the price. Personally, I don't think they've done themselves a favour putting so much focus on Kinect, because if anything, that's going to bump up the price. And I don't think personally anyone's going to get it.
No,
I don't think it's not a big enough feature to completely include with it.
Yeah,
straight away.
Yeah,
I think it's more of a.
I can see what they're trying to do. Yeah. They're trying to basically say now everyone has Kinect. Now they have to use it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't seem like a good idea from like a marketing perspective, because I think it's just going to bump up the price. And if it comes out, presumably there's talks like on Amazon and things like they start taking pre-orders. They've estimated that the release date's going to be around November 30th
of this year.
Yeah, of this year, which I mean
Christmas time.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm assuming that PlayStation and Xbox are trying to both come out just before. Christmas.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, if they come out at the £400 price point, who's going to get one?
Yeah.
I imagine a lot of people will, to be honest.
It's going to be, you get that, you're adding on, you probably want at least 2 games.
Yeah.
Half the time, the normal price point is solely for the bundle of the console. And then maybe you get like a little demo thing, or maybe you do get another game bundled with it. But even if you get one game bundled with it, you've still got to get another one, so you're talking 450, maybe 500 quid for a console that doesn't really seem to do that much at the moment.
Yeah.
It seems to be like, oh my god, I need this now.
Yeah.
Like the 360, I think we're all pretty happy with.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
I personally don't see the point in getting a new one until they.
There could be a reason. Give you a proper reason that you couldn't pull out one. Yeah.
But even that, like, I just mean like until they've basically said we're not making games for the 360 anymore because it's just not that powerful. But I think it's going to take a long time for people to transition between the 360 and the Xbox One.
Yeah.
And it's the same goes for the next PlayStation. Yeah. I think it's just going to take a lot longer than it did for the
other ones,
for the previous generation to move over.
Yeah, it's just not as big as a leap.
It's not that big a leap, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that there's going to be a few features that probably hold them back in the long run. But hopefully they'll just realise their mistakes and then correct them within like the first few months of it coming out, and then they'll just be like, oh no, this has gone horribly wrong. So
it's too expensive.
Yeah. Well, too expensive is going to be the first one, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to be
things going wrong in the consoles in a second.
I mean, if you look at the Vita and things, that's doing okay-ish. Yeah, it's selling more now that they've dropped the price.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with 3DS.
Same with the 3DS. When it first came out, it was a bit expensive. As soon as they dropped the price, now it's selling crazy. So it's We'll
should we give our final opinions about it each?
I think I've given mine.
I've
given mine.
Right. My final opinion is it's it just still feels too soon because I still play my Xbox to death, and I don't imagine I'm gonna rush out to buy a new console when I've got so many great games that I'm playing at the moment anyway. Yeah.
Like
well, at the moment sort of half and half. I'm kind of looking forward to it, but at the same time there's not really much out for the new Xbox that makes me really want to get one. I've never been a big Call of Duty fan. It does look good, but I don't think like a generic shooter and racing game's gonna make me part with a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I'll look forward to a E3 and see what else they've got to say for it.
Yeah. I'm thinking pretty much the same. I'll be interested to see what they say in E3. I'm trying to keep a reserved opinion for now. What I've seen so far hasn't really got me that more informed. Again, they're saying it's mostly for gaming, and so far I don't think I've seen much to prove that point. I think that's all I've really got to say about it. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think.
Yeah.
Try not to be too judgmental yet, but I'm not wowed yet.
Yeah.
I think that's it. All right.
Cool.
Well, thanks for joining us in the hot tub.
Yeah.
We'll
soak again soon.
Yeah. Get back to us on what you think. Bye.
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 Bubbles.